Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. And before we get into this video, if you don't already know, I upload content daily, except for daily, it was yesterday. It was like the first day I had missed in like 3 months. I was so devastated, but I had so many things to do. So subscribe to my channel because I upload content daily. Number 2, I'm very, very active on Goodreads. So go check out my Goodreads, follow me. I accept everybody as a friend on Goodreads. And a lot of people have really been sending me messages lately, which has really been cool. So yeah, and let's get right into this. I was so excited. Fixie's Dust tagged me in the Spooky Scary book tag, and I was so excited about it. And I have to tell you, I just want to give a little shout out. I watched this YouTuber a while ago. I think it's called Captured in Words, and I had not watched any of his videos in a long time, and we were both tagged in the same video, and I was like, so I went, and last night I just like binge watched all of his videos. So go check him out. I will link his channel below too. He's a very cool young Canadian guy, and I loved his videos, and I don't know why I stopped watching him. I don't know if I got unsubscribed to his videos or what. But last night I didn't get unsubscribed because I was still subscribed to him, but I hadn't watched his videos in a while. So yeah, I was very excited last night that I got to catch up on all those, and went in there and watched his A Newbie Book Tag 2.0 and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's get right into this. Thank you for tagging me in this video. It's just such a cute little, well, I have Halloween guests as well, so aren't I the cat's meow? Okay, no, anyway, let's get right into this, the questions. This was originally created by Clever Fox, but I am going to, I'm going to link Fixie's Dust underneath her so you can go check out her channel because I love her content. Okay, number 1, what goes bump in the night? Name a book that has legitimately scared you while reading it. Okay. So if you don't know, what you don't know is a lot. This month, I am reading by Vincent Bugliosi, Helter Skelter, about the Charles Manson murders. Now, I started reading this book a year ago, and one of the reasons why I could never read it was because I would be like out on my front porch. I love to read out on my front porch, and I would hear something, and I'd be terrified, and I would just put it down. And people don't understand why I'm so scared of this book. It's because it's told so factually that it's not like, there's no like emotional adjectives used in it. I mean, it is literally like, the beginning of it starts off with the night of the murders, and like somebody hearing somebody scream, and like this, you know, paper boy that noticed the wire over. I mean, it's so realistic that it could happen, and I believe that people like this live around us all the time. So it's very spooky to me to read. And last night I was reading it, and all these leaves were like going over the driveway. I was like, oh no, I can't do this. I had to stop. So I'm behind on my reading for that book, but Helter Skelter is terrifying. Number 2, Jack-o'-lanterns in classic costumes, a book you always reach for during Halloween time. So this is interesting because in her video, she talked about a movie. I'll let you go watch what she says, but she talked about a movie, and I was thinking about like, what's a Halloween book that I always go to? And I don't really know, like I can't think of one, but a book that got turned into a movie that I love, the Halloween scene in, and it's the end of the movie, is, you know, my all-time favorite, To Kill a Mockingbird. And to me, that is very much a Halloween-y kind of, I don't know, like the whole book and movie to me very much is consistent with fall. And so for me, To Kill a Mockingbird would be that book, I think. So, and I love the movie, and I love that Scout dresses up as a ham and all that kind of stuff. Okay, number 3, black hats and magic mirrors. Oh, by the way, as I was watching her video, I decided that I'm going to create my own Halloween book tag, so just get ready because it's coming, probably next week. Number 3, black hats and magic mirrors, a book you love. Well, because tomorrow, oh, here I am, like right in the middle of a skipping. Tomorrow I'm doing my Spookathon TBR. I have it all ready, and I'm going to do it tomorrow. So that will be my, if you want to see what my Spookathon TBR is, are you participating in Spookathon? It's coming up. It's a week from Sunday, so get ready. Okay, number 3, black hats and magic mirrors, a book you love that is laced with superstition and or magic. Oh my God. Oh shoot. Superstition and or magic. That is like so hard. I feel like I don't really read a whole lot of those kind of books, but let me tell you, so have you guys read Christopher Rice? I love him, Anne Rice's son. I'm not a huge Christopher Rice fan, but I'm not a huge Anne Rice fan, but I love Christopher Rice. And the 2 books that I love the most are The Snow Garden and Density of Souls. So if you haven't heard of it, it is about 4 high school students in present-day New Orleans are torn apart by envy, passion, and tragedy. But it's got this very eerie feel to it, so that would be what I would say for that one. Yeah. Okay. Number 4, Witch's Brew. Favorite witch character in any book or series? I don't feel like I really read a lot of books that have witches in them. I can't really think. Oh, I can't think of her name, but I do love her. She writes a lot of, I am like having to Google stuff as we're talking about this. Practical Magic, and I can't think of what her name is. Somebody out there. She actually wrote a book about a mermaid that I loved. Here really quick. I'm looking it up. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Practical, Alice Hoffman. I love all of Alice Hoffman's books. She typically has, you know, magical realism. She has witches in there. She's an adult writer, but she's written a couple young adult books. I cannot remember what the one is about a mermaid, but it was fantastic and it was very, very short. So if you've never read, if you've never seen the movie, first of all, you should read the book, Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, and then you should watch the movie because the movie is fantastic. It's about a couple sisters that are witches. Okay. Oh, let's get to the next one. Number 5, Ghouls and Ghosts, a book that still haunts you to this day, good or bad. A book that still haunts me to this day would be Endless Night by Richard Lehman. So Richard Lehman was a horror writer that passed away several years ago. He left a legacy of like 40 or 50 books. Every book of his, I've never read one of his books that I'm not like absolutely terrified of. So typically the book that lasts the longest with me is the last one that I just read of his. And I just read No Sanctuary probably 2 weeks ago, which was so terrifying. It makes me not want to go into the woods. It makes me just, you know, very, very scared. But Endless Night is my all-time favorite book of his. Endless Night by Richard Lehman was so scary. I had to lock the doors in my bedroom and I was a 35-year-old man. I will also say this, and this is going to be interesting that a lot of you guys will be like, oh, I didn't like that. There's Someone in Your House by Stephanie Perkins. There is something that the murderer does before he kills somebody or she kills somebody in the book. And you, like as you're reading it, like when this starts happening to a character, you know they're the next to go. And now at home or wherever I'm at, when this happens to me, I'm like spooked, seriously. I'm like, did somebody read this book? And they're like, okay. So that book was actually really good. Like, I didn't like it the first half, but the second half was really, really good. So, and it was a very good mystery as far as trying to figure out who it was, I thought. Number 6, Haunted Graveyard. You're all alone in a haunted graveyard. You get one book to give you comfort. Which is it? Oh my God, what book would make me like just absolutely, I don't know, like something like Ramona Quimby, age 5 or something like that. Some children's book that I would just be like, you know, nothing scary. God, what would be a book that gave me comfort? What's a book that I love that just gives me so much comfort? I don't know, because like a lot of books could make me really kind of scared even. Something cheesy like that, Amelia Bedelia or something like that. That's a good question. Number 7, The Undead. Favorite supernatural creatures to read about, i.e. vamps, zombies, werewolves, etc. Easy for me. Zombies. I'm a huge, huge, huge zombie fan. I watch The Walking Dead. I watch Fear of the Walking Dead. I've watched every zombie movie. I love them. And, you know, it's interesting because it really started for me a couple years ago. I started reading the Rhiannon Frater books. And if you haven't heard of her, she wrote the As the World Dies series. There's 3 books in the series. She's written other series. She's done spinoffs. She does a podcast once a week for iZombie. She is so cool. She's very active on Twitter and social media, so you can like tweet her and she'll tweet you back. As the World Dies is about 2 women that are on the run from the zombie apocalypse, and I don't want to ruin it. I have the 3rd book that I have been saving, you guys, for like a year, and I'm going to read it this month because I have it on audio, and I don't want to read it because I don't want the series to end. I'm kind of sad that it's going to end, but yeah, it's such a fantastic, it's scary, but very realistic. I mean, it's like one of those zombie books that I like because it's like they have to find like where they're going to move to, where they're going to live, how are they going to sustain, you know, all that kind of stuff. Because I like the zombie books that have the fear of the zombies, but also very much the life of the real world at the same time. I'm also right now reading Rotten Ruin by Jonathan Mayberry, and a lot of people don't like these books, but I am loving it. I'm like absolutely loving it. Okay, number 8. In the dead of night, pick a book with a black cover. Oh, well, I can't think of one other than Helter Skelter has a totally black cover. So, I guess I would have to pick Helter Skelter because that's the only... It is a black cover. I'm like looking around, but I only have 2 books in here. It is a black cover with like red Helter Skelter at the bottom of it. Do I know other black books? I can't think. There really aren't that many black books unless you take the cover off of it, right? So I would say black book. Trick or treat. I'm so confused. Number 9 says trick or treat. Well, treat, always. I like Rice Krispie treats. I don't know, how do you, I didn't watch to the end of the video because I didn't want my answers ruined. Because she says a couple books in there that I'm like scribbling down like I wanted to go get. So like that always happens to me, and I don't want my answers like, this is why I don't watch a lot of like, what do you call it, I don't watch a lot of tag videos before I do them. I watch them afterwards because I don't want my answers like skewed by what I've just watched. Does that make sense? Because that happens to me all the time. But I am going to go buy a Ray Bradbury book that she talks about there. I'm going right as after I leave my office to go and buy that book. So anyway, that is the end of it. She tagged. I got tagged. I love when I got tagged. So anyway, and go check her out, and go check out Captured in Words as well. His channel is fantastic. Have a happy Halloween. I want to do really like spooky, scary Halloween videos this whole month because I love Halloween so much. It's such a fun holiday, but it can also be very, very scary. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.